Very well. Hello, everyone. Welcome to today's session. Welcome, everyone, to the FX3 Tokyo Open Live Room. I hope you had a great day and a great week. This is the last session of this week's trading week. The trading week continues today and tomorrow. Tomorrow for Western traders. Eastern traders are already into it, well into it. So welcome, everyone. Logging in the chat here. And let's see who's there. Welcome, everybody. This is the FX3 Tokyo Open Live Room. It's a daily show, and we feature real trading at the very heart of the Asian session with me, Fib Stalker. I'm Giuseppe Basile. I'll be your host. And things are loading up here. My apologies. We have we start with a few minutes late here, but we are going to start. All right. And everything is coming in here. Data is being loaded. Bear with me. I don't see the chat, but anyway, that's not a problem. So welcome. And as you know, in this trading room, we analyze prices, and we are very serious about risk management. Indeed, I have a slide here that I want to show to you. And here we go. Welcome, everyone. Welcome, Carrie, Gary, Pantelis. Welcome, Sinatra, FX Ambassador, Scott, De Grace. De Grace is scary. Jason, JM, Mervin, Lee, Mauricio, Zores, Adinda, Richard Perry, Greg, Lib Lopez, FX Video, Adinda, Gary, Kerry, BW Towson. Welcome, everyone. Welcome, Pantelis, Mervin, Scott, Kerry. Welcome, everyone. And of course, the Grace is not scary. Yeah, I think it's quite nice. It's quite funny. Jax and Joe, welcome in. So let's start. As I was saying, trading is very, very important. I take trading seriously. I truly believe that trading, it's really all about risk management. If you are capable of managing risk, there should be no reason why you should not become successful and consistent in time. Trading Forex and its derivatives, futures, options, and CFDs, and other instruments with retail off-exchange transactions involves substantial risk of loss and is not suitable for all investors. You may lose all or more of your initial investments, and leverage can work for you as well as against you. It magnifies gains as well as losses. Past performance is not necessarily indicative of future results. Hello, Pedro. Please also review FX Street risk disclosure on the website. The information, including commentary and trade ideas provided in this webinar, should not be relied upon as a substitute for extensive independent research, which should be performed before making your investment decisions. All the information I'm giving here, the material, the trades, the ideas are for general information only and for educational purposes. I, Giuseppe Basile, Hipstalker Consulting Incorporated and FX Street, will not be responsible for any losses incurred in investments made by attendees as a result of any information in this webinar. All right, so you can read the disclaimer as usual. I do this because I take risk very, very seriously, and good evening, FX Ambassador. So we are just starting here. All right. So let me say hello, and then we can start. Hello, everyone. Hope you had a great day and a great week. And let's dive into the charts here. Okay. If you have any special requests or any questions, as usual, I never shy away from questions, and I'm always very happy to answer whatever question you might have. All right, and let's start and see and start looking at the this rally that we had today in the euro dollar. That's not unheard of, especially when you remember that we have broken an important level, and after that, very often we see this kind of reaction. Where this market can go, I think this market is not reversing here for good. A lot of people would see here overhead support and all these ideas. The reality is that I believe markets move in a different way, different, at least modern markets and high volume markets, they move differently from what we have been taught on the books. If what we learned from the books was consistent or was complete in a way, everybody would be successful in trading. We would not need to have mentoring. We would not need to have either we would not even need to have this kind of sessions, because everybody would just read a book and be successful in trading. Obviously, that cannot be true, because there are also other aspects and skills which are very, very important in trading. Particularly, everything the majority of what we say in this webinar is about the price and trade mechanics, but success in trading requires an understanding of risk, capacity of managing risk, an understanding of money management and how to size positions. And most of all, and Van Tarp would say 75% of it's psychology. So you have to apply or develop a psychology which is different from the everyday psychology that we tend to bring into the market. All right, so this market is looking for a level of resistance. I have no doubt about that, and I understand your ideas, but I believe that one of the levels that this market can go to is this 110.50, and this market, if it gets there, is going to offer a great opportunity to get short. And to get short into 107 and then eventually 105.40, 105.50 here. So I'll mention this already, so this should not really come to a surprise to you. And whenever I drop these ideas, of course, there is a reasoning behind it. If you're interested, in May I'm having another session, the fourth session, of a very successful program called the Flip Stock Cameras Coaching Program. So if you are interested, by no means you can join, take advantage also from the discount that FX is offering. So this is a level to watch. It's definitely important level to watch, 110.50. And if we get participation in that level, there is the possibility of a reaction. High fibs, I traded the EuroCAD, tracing from 130.25 to 161.07. Your thought one, please. Got free risk and well in profit. Pedro, we discussed the details of the methods in the room, not here. And I feature two methods in this room. Thanks. I mean, I appreciate that. But as you know, we don't discuss the detail of the program. I mean, that program has also a non-disclosure agreement. So, I disclose part of the ideas here, but this is not the place where we discuss those details. So, bring those into the room, and we'll be happy to discuss that. Okay, so no details in this room. Sorry. But there is one level, 110.50, that we have to look at, and not at this moment, but I can do this at the end of the session. So so here we have a clear idea, 150 with a potential for 107 and then 105.50. Okay, so this reaction, as I said, is not something that we were not, it's something that does not come unanticipated, because we know from some of the rules that this behavior can happen in high volume market. Would you complete the case of the wall halfway back support answering or not is at your convenience? it's an extended move, so for now I would actually not consider it. That would be another level that we would consider, but I think we are moving lower in the market. Okay, so I want to look at the New Zealand dollar versus US dollar, because that market is again proving that it's always very, very dangerous to make any assumptions, any assumption of what the market should do, really. And we have mentioned this market a number of times. This market has traded the 0.6550. And the target is still where it has always been. That's the 0.6845 level. The market has retraced all the way into this lateral move. And to me, this is still a base on top of a base. Or if you want, this is going to become ascending triangle. And if you look at one of the presentations that I've given some time ago on the continuation style, and you can find that on the FX website, you'll see that ascending triangles, which are this formation here, they have a very good, very high probability of reaching the targets. Okay, so in this continuation move, we can see the move higher here from 0.63 to 0.6750, and then we are seeing this consolidation that could actually break out. There was an attempt to break out, then the market came back in. So when these breakouts, this could bring price from the equal move 0.6550 to 0.6850. Okay. So that's where this market is still going, and as you can see now, there is also there has been always an upward bias in this market, and this is not happening by chance. There is a reason why this is happening, and as I mentioned in the past, also there was participation on the weekly time frame here. Okay, so this market is going to target. I know that most of you are still holding this position. This is very good. And good morning, Giuseppe. Thanks for pointing yesterday euro dollar consolidation. Good gains there, 90 plus pips. Very well. I'm very happy, Mervin, and the market is actually following up there, and I think that move higher has not finished yet. I think when that ends, it's gonna push the euro lower. We will see what happens, and we have been seeing the euro moving higher, but US dollar Japanese yen has just stayed there. It's moving laterally. We still believe that this market can get into 114.60 and eventually or possibly into 116.30, and don't, as we mentioned and discussed yesterday, don't let news actually sway you one side or the other. The market does what it wants to do. Very well said, FX ambassador. FX ambassador has always the right word at the right moment, and we have to respect Mr. Market, and any assumption are very, very extremely dangerous, because Mr. Market doesn't care about our needs or our ideas. It's just an action, and Mr. Market is not an idol. It's a personification of nothing. It's just an action. The point is that it's an action that it would be foolish to try to anticipate. In fact, even when we trace these levels here, we're not trying to anticipate. I always say, if market gets there, is always an if. There is always an if. If markets that gets there, if the counter trend sequence on the smaller time frame fails, there are a lot of ifs, right? But also with these ifs, also with these ifs, with a lot of ifs, as we do not commit on specific price, but we do commit on price action and the way the market behaves when it gets to those levels. We have the benefits and the privilege of, of actually acting on levels that we know in advance, but we don't know until we observe it how the market is going to behave when it gets there. Okay, I think yesterday we also mentioned the Australian dollar, US dollar, that obviously is following up on the setup, and you will remember that I mentioned that this market could continue higher, potentially into the first target. That first target lined up with that other red line there, and we reached that level, the 0.7325. I also suggest to take partial profits at this in this area. This market is at previous highs here, and this could be a profit-taking area. Some algos have already started taking profits here. Of course, this market can continue higher, and I mentioned 0.7434. Don't try to bring that price above the level, because that'll be very, very extended, and as extended, I don't believe that this market is going to just continue like that. Hi Pankai. Hello Giuseppe and everyone. Hi Pankai. Welcome in. I think we are reaching our record today. I see on the chat 30 people, but typically there are more than 30 people, but that's what I see on the chat. We have Tosin BW, Kerry, Desi, Pedro, Labe Lopez, Pantelis, Greg, hi Greg, Richard Perry, Adinda, Joe Horace. We have Mauricio, Lee, hi Lee, Mervin, Pankai, JM, Beckton, Mark, Jason the Grace, Scott, hi Scott. Sorry I'm late. Hello, FX Ambassador, Jack Sinatra FX. I think before it was Sinatra, now it became Sinatra FX. That's interesting. Gary, Pantelis, and Pedro. Guys, I like to joke. This is my Italian heritage. And so if I say things, it's just to have a laugh on it. Don't take it personal, okay? I know you don't, but just for you, just in case. So the Australian dollar, US dollar here, we are going to this market is very extended, as you can see, which is a good thing. It's a suggestion that this market can make it into that second target there. So I remember there were one or two of you were trading long. There was someone who entered at the S at 71.70, if I remember well. So very well done. I hope you took some profits off. I cannot remember the name of the person, but this market still has some way higher to go. So so this market is at around first target, and it has the potential to move higher into that second target, which is 74.30. Okay, and the first target it was 73, as we mentioned, 73.20. So well done there, and probably you have noticed that today has been the majority of the cases, not all of them, majority of the cases, there has been a day where the previous moves lower have been reversed or have continued, those that were already started. And it's worth mentioning that this pound versus Japanese yen has actually reversed once has tested that level, very close to that level that we indicated, 154.60 or 154.40. So it's not a case if that happened, and this market now it's actually looking for the next level of resistance here. Okay, and as usual, there are two levels that we have to take into kind of keep in mind. And the first one here for the pound Japanese yen would be the 164, 165 level. There may be a lower level, but for now I'll show that one for you to come and discover together what are the other levels. Pound versus US dollar also, it's moving higher, and I'd like to look at this market and try to see whether don't have it here because okay. Okay. I want to review the weekly here to see where this market is, and shouldn't be surprising that this market went to that first target I've indicated, the 139.40. You remember that this target was here since a couple of weeks before, 2-3 weeks before we talked about it. And I also mentioned that once the market gets into this previous low, we could see a sensible retracement. That's what is happening now. Of course, pound tends to trade along with the euro dollar. So I believe that when the euro dollar will find the resistance level, the pound could actually also find that resistance. So we are seeing the euro Australian dollar continuing lower here. Let me see if there is anything going on at the moment. Not really. The markets are very quiet, and so let's continue analysis. If you have any questions, you can write them down, and I'll be happy to answer the question. Just want to review very quickly the SP 500 and then the silver and gold that continued their move today, so that's quite interesting. And the SP 500 has moved a little bit higher from yesterday close, 1983, 7 points after basically moving lower a little bit. And as you know, this market is moving into 2003. There is no little doubt that market can make into that level. Okay, and after that, we will need to see how it behaves. But most importantly, silver and gold have been moving strongly higher. We saw a retrace at the end of the day there, but this area of support, it's actually working very well for silver, and gold is much stronger, as we already mentioned. It actually saw intraday higher high, and we mentioned all the last 2 weeks that this market was actually consolidating on top of support, and that support is still holding, and you could see this market moving now into 1300 to 1299 and 1350 here. So these are levels to keep in mind. These are real levels which could anticipate weakness in the US dollar in the near future. So we don't know whether there is that kind of relation is still active. Normally, the reason why I don't trust intermarket relation is because they change with time, and nobody's going to send you an email when they change to tell you, look, that gold and dollar now are moving together, or moving one opposite the other. So as we don't receive those emails, it's always very difficult to make assumptions on a very short on the relation of this market. But if we have to make a high-level consideration, I would say that this might be anticipating something, a continued move lower in the dollar index, and we have the dollar index here, so we can always check it. I see no questions today. You are very quiet. It means that you are riding good gains, and there's no reason to talk about it. But if you have any questions, feel free to write them down. I understand it's Thursday after a dense week. We mentioned this 98 before as well, and that move lower that we saw, that move higher that we saw in the euro dollar was corresponding to this move lower in the dollar index, which is now being pushed lower, and we will see if and where this market stops. For sure, there is a support area starting at 94.50, as you know very well, be around this level here. And so it's not impossible for this market to move into that. Of course, for this market to move into that would mean that the euro dollar would actually continue higher and even print higher highs. Now, I tend to respect the signals and the way algorithms are positioned in each pair, although there may be some strong relations between pairs or between markets, like for example the euro dollar and the dollar index, or the euro dollar and the US dollar Japanese yen, and so on. There are a number of strong relations. And usually what you see is that if one of these two markets is moving higher, the other one is moving laterally or lower, vice versa. So we can use, again, we cannot use other markets to take decisions, but we can try to use how other markets are behaving in order to project some potential scenarios. All right. So let me know then which pair should I review next. You tell me, write it down, and in the meantime, what I'll do, I'll review the Australian dollar Japanese yen here. That after that market that has a long bias has broken above this area of consolidation on top of support, on top of weekly support, and on top of daily support. After breaking out this area, the other market went right into that first target, and there is a potential for this market to move into that second target as well. So if this market retraces, I'm going to consider a long around the 82.49. Hello, Pantelis and Pedro. Hi, Pank. Hi, Pankai. Hello, Giuseppe and everyone. There are a lot of greetings going around. And let's look at that trade, Pedro. I traded EuroCAD tracing from 132.25 to 161.07. Yeah. Pankai, waiting a retrace on Australian dollar to enter longs. So let's first review the Pedro 130.25, 130.25 to 30.25 to highs. So you traded at 50%. Yeah, there is. We know that these large levels here, there is always participation. Is that the start of a new move higher? Oh, I just removed the ones that I should not have removed. Is that the start of new move higher? Possibly, but we also need to consider the pace with which the market has been moving. But Pedro, that's a good entry there. and it gave you a finish rate. So if the market could come and retest this level a number of times, if it does not break that low, you should be fine. So obviously, you have to keep this trade. If it was the Australian dollar, the Euro Australian dollar, I would say to not keep it because that market has lower targets. But in this case, it worked, and let's see where that brings. I have not traded this setup. The only problem is that very high pace. So this market might need to hover around this level for some time. Well done. But that is for the euro. For now, I would exclude it just because of the pace. But of course, that's something that we know that according to rule could happen. Bankai waiting on Australian dollars to enter longs. So let's go and look at that. One level is the one that I gave you here, the 82.49. If the market gets back into that level, some people will see in that level also the highs of this consolidation. That's not the reason why the markets bounce to those levels. There are other reasons for that, and that's my belief. So this level, the 82.51 on the daily, is something to keep an eye on. All right, if the market continues higher, it's going to offer another different entry from another anchor, and if you stick, you're very well competitive. If you stick to the trading room, you will get all this information. Okay, so US dollar, Japanese yen. I just want to touch a little bit more on that. This market had the first target here 2 days ago, was not touched. That level is still possible. Now, when we go down to the smaller time frame, it's interesting what we see here, because this market is very technical, and it has showed already that the dangerous test has been passed here, and there's a very high possibility for this market to continue higher into 115.13. And indeed, if this market retests this level, or even if it does not retest this level, this market could continue higher into 115.13. Let's do a quick time check, and it's time to start a recap. So I'll start a summary right now. And so we started from the euro dollar here, and we actually witnessed today, after bringing an important level that tells us that participation from long is gone, we are seeing this market correcting. Huge move higher. It's probably that on the 4-hour time frames, this market is going to move in extension. We identify a level that's 110.50, and if that level trades, we could actually see this market moving down, continuing its move down. Now, some people believe the story of the 3 banks in Japan, believe that this market has reached a relative bottom here, and actually now will start moving higher. But just just for fun here, because I really don't follow this kind of formation. And indeed, I believe that markets, I believe that participation of algos on the market can explain also the traditional pattern. But here we are forming a head and shoulder if you look at it, and that 110.50 would actually be the right shoulder of this formation. So we should be very careful there, and there is a possibility for this market to get into that level, and then first and second target to lows. In the meantime, I'm seeing a question here. It can happen that SP reaches target while Japanese yen hits the level you have mentioned here. Just my thinking, not in that space, Pedro. It's going to take 1 or 2 days for the SP 500 to get into 2003, and that time will not be enough, I believe, for the US dollar Japanese yen to get higher into the closer level, the 116.30. So that's pure fantasy, I believe. Of course, anything can happen in the market. We can get 2 huge days in the US dollar Japanese yen, and that changes everything. But at the current pace and the way the US dollar Japanese yen is behaving, I don't think that's the case. Okay, then we review the New Zealand dollar US dollar, and that gave once again our proof that if you make assumption on the market, you're going to be the loser. The market never loses. You're going to be the loser. And we show that this market that participated in 65 giving a free trade, it shows that you have to leave time to the market to develop. In fact, we mentioned at the beginning of the week and last week that 80% of your gains will come from the 20% of your trades, and this one was one of those 20% that can give you 19 reward to risk. That's what we calculated as the reward to risk if you took a trade and you timed it on the 1 minute here. So these are the kind of trades that you want to carry. We then moved into the Australian dollar US dollar that has continued its move higher, beautiful move here. And it went into the first target that we mentioned yesterday. This market is extended also on the 4 hours. So we're going to see a continued move higher, I believe, into 0.74 before a correction. When that correction will come, there will be an opportunity for a continuation higher. Actually, I showed the continuation higher in Australian dollar, Japanese yen, but really, and we see it there as well, but really there is something similar also going on for this market. Okay, and there are two levels that we need to keep in mind. For now, I'll show this level here. If you come back on Sunday, and I will provide you also with the other levels, and those are very, very reliable levels if this market has to continue higher. And as I mentioned, then we spoke about the Australian dollar, Japanese yen. This market went to the first target. That's the potential to move higher into the second target. We also provided the 82.50 level area where we could see a retrace and a continuation higher. So this is a level to keep in mind. There is a lot of room for this market to move higher. Great opportunities there. And then we moved and to talk about very briefly about silver and gold. This market is strong, silver on top of the area of support, and the back of the bears was broken here, so there is good possibility for continuation higher. Gold relatively stronger, as we can see, is breaking higher after that consolidation top of support. SP 500 has moved only 7 points higher, but has continued its move higher into 2003. We're going to see that market there tomorrow or on Friday. We need 2 sessions to get there, no more than that. Okay, so that's going to happen, and then we're going to see how that market is going to behave and could give us an opportunity. A lot of people will see resistance here. That's not the reason why the market is going to move back. The reason it's going to move back because the guys here are taking profits. They don't care about this price here, at least in my opinion, in the way I look at the markets. And finally, we touched briefly on dollar index, and we justified the reason why the euro dollar has moved higher. Okay, and that's it for today. Before you go, let me remind you one important thing. There is going to be a time change next week. So don't forget the time change next week. And this is the information here. The daily FX Tokyo Open Live Room is going to change its time. It's going to start 1 hour before 7 p.m. for 45 minutes. And there are a number of reasons we decided to do that. And we want to have more time to be prepared and trade at 8. We want to allow people in Europe who are serious about trading as well to come in and participate with us, and we want to have also more interaction. And so don't forget that time change will start at 7 p.m. for 45 minutes from next Sunday, March the 6th. And So this is it. This is it for today. I hope this session was interesting. There are very good opportunities that I see moving forward here, and actually, stay tuned. There is a lot to there's a lot to see here, and a lot to trade. There are great opportunity coming on, and I think next week is going to be very interesting. I'm afraid you did not get correctly my question earlier on the EU when I say the wall halfway back support. Did not ask one of high to low short, but the possibility of having a support coming from lows. No, Pantelis, I didn't see that because I didn't answer that because I didn't see. I don't see the. I don't see that. So yeah, it's a lateral move. It can go to lows. So we will discuss this in a separate in the separate room. All right, so thanks a lot, everyone, and have a nice weekend. Thanks, Marvin, and to you as well. 1 hour was much better. Well, we could speak about the market for hours. And thank you very much. And I'll see you then on Sunday. And it's going to be very interesting. Sundays are always uh, packed because there is a lot to review, and so have a great one, and enjoy your time, enjoy your weekend, and keep keep your mind off the market for a little bit, because that's also important to relax. It's been a very tiring week personally for me, and I wish all the best, and see you on Sunday, 7 p.m. EST. Have a great one. Bye bye now.